should have an audio button.
Okay. So it's a little early for me.
Where you calling and where you dialing in from?
I'm from Boise. So
Idaho. So what are you, 2 hours behind?
yeah, it's 8 o'clock here.
Well, good super morning to you. So give me a little background since it's just you and I at this moment. Give me a little story on you, please, if you don't mind.
Well, as you can see, I am a senior and I've been in the business for 20 some years.
Wow.
Um, I am from Idaho. I moved home back to Idaho in 2011 to be with my mom, and she's getting up there and all that kind of stuff. So, and then before that, I did real estate for 9 years in the Seattle market.
Okay.
So then I just decided about after she passed away in 2020, I kind of decided I needed to maybe reroute. So I got my SRES designation, and I've just been, trying to trug along with that. A lot of my clients are seniors, and I do a certain amount of, 55 communities and downsizing and
Okay.
that sort of thing. So
So you're full time. You're in this thing for the long haul. You know what you're
exactly.
doing. You understand real estate. You're just saying, how can I tap more into the senior space?
Yeah, I joined the Meridian Senior Center, and I go over there and play cards. And I've been kind of working with them in a partnership to try and, well, I kind of set up a monthly lunch and learn kind of
Okay.
thing, but I'm not having a lot of success with it. I'm only getting like, well, the last one I had 12 people signed up and 5 showed up. So I'm not quite sure, but I think what's happening is I do their partner tables. So I'm in the lobby so many times prior to promoting the lunch and learn and all that. But what I'm finding is that I think that a lot of the people that are coming in there because it's during the lunching hours, like from 10 to 1, a lot of them that are coming in, they're coming in because they have nowhere else. I mean, some of them are in assisted living, some of them are being bussed in, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've got an appointment with the director, Alex, this week to try and see if I can come up with some different ideas to stimulate or get because there's a lot of members, and I know there's a certain amount of members that are active, but
Yeah.
they're the ones that are not coming there for lunch. They're doing their own thing like I do. So I need to figure out, I don't know, a
Okay.
monthly something or something that I can attract more people.
Okay. So, first of all, my name is Paul Conti. I am a perspective coach. I share with you my vision, which is just a different perspective. My intention is to help you make money. Hold me
Sure.
accountable for that. If I don't help you make money, don't ever listen to me and don't ever come to my call again.
Okay.
I am I'm 58 years old by the grace of God. I've been coaching and mentoring people for 20 plus years, and in theory, it's working. So I'll share some of those ideas with you, and you let me know if it makes sense for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what is your normal production? You close how many clients or transactions a year? Ballpark.
Oh, 10 to 12. I don't
Okay.
I don't work super hard at it, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Well, not
I'm not
working super
looking for
hard,
leads or any of that kind of stuff.
not working super hard and doing 12 deals, one a month is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
there are
It's
people that are working
mostly
really hard
referral
that are
though.
struggling to do
It's
12 deals a year.
yeah. It's mostly always referral. I've
Yeah,
got a lot of my clients since I've had like from 2011. So
it's
I'm gonna
wonderful.
be 77 in July. So
God bless you. Don't look you. You look good.
thank you. I feel
12
good.
deals. Wow. Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So most of your business is coming because people love you. They know you. Use her. She's fantastic. We had a great experience. But you
uh-huh.
are putting a lot of time into the senior space, thinking there's more. I can do more. I still have
Right,
drive, desire. Right.
right.
And I believe, based on what I'm hearing, that kind of stuff is not working. So the joke is Paul Conti doesn't believe in that stuff. It doesn't mean I'm right. It
Hmm.
means that it's not working. I changed the E to an O. People think it's networking. I think it's not working. And to hear story after story where I'm trying to do that, I'm volunteering, I'm getting in front of the people, I'm at the events, I've got the table, I'm doing the sponsorship, but I'm not making money at it. At some point in time, it's going to work. And I'm like, I don't agree. You've got enough time in this now with your expertise to recognize this isn't working. So here's an idea for you.
Okay.
So the 12 clients you're closing a year, The business is coming from people you know, people you have closed, people that like you. Yeah.
Yep.
So the challenge is I'm going to make an assumption. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. You file tax returns.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to think about this for a second. So why isn't any real estate business coming from your accountant?
I don't know.
That's okay. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And this is some of the
I
stuff I'm going
actually
to
have
share.
a brand new accountant. My other one retired.
Okay. So here's the thought process. When I'm looking to help people grow their business, regardless of real estate, attorneys, it doesn't matter what it is, I tend to look at what I call the 100% rule. The 100% rule to me is you're trying to go and get business, and I want the business to come to me. Well, how do I do that? Now, you have it in the tune of 12 a year comes to you, but I'm talking about you being the CEO of your real estate corporation and having your employees, again, understand my perspective, having your employees, someone that's on your payroll, do what you tell them to do. Your accountant is, you're paying him money, but unfortunately, you hired him as a service provider, not a partner.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to provide a service. Great. Thank you so much. I didn't get audited. Wonderful. And you reward him by paying him and maybe even giving him some clients. And I'm the guy that says you're actually rewarding bad behavior because he didn't do what you wanted him to do. From my perspective, I'm looking for a partner who's going to contribute to my corporation so they can do what they want to do and be paid by the corporation. If that person doesn't contribute to the growth of your business, why should you contribute to the growth of theirs? Why should you be paying somebody? Now, I'm going to give you some data, right? The stats came out from NAR and some other places this year that they're claiming that 8 to 10 people out of 100 are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months. Let's just go low and say it's 8. The next question for you, Candace, would be, how many clients does your accountant have? In 20 years, nobody's ever been able to answer that question because they're not taught that it's relevant. However, if you look at the data for real estate and it says 8 people out of 100 are going to buy or sell real estate, shouldn't I know how many clients my accountant has? The average accountant has 300 for the sake of this example. Mm-hmm. If your accountant has 300, then 24 people this year from his book alone are going to buy or sell real estate. This has nothing to do with breaking into the senior space. This has to do with taking the money off the table that is obviously right under your nose. So what I'm sharing with you right now is I don't go to networking functions. I don't do volunteering. I don't do anything that a normal real estate agent or mortgage guy does because it doesn't make sense to me. I found that it just doesn't work as efficiently as making one phone call to my accountant is. Because the accountant has 24 people this year are going to buy or sell real estate, die, divorce, downsize, relocate, buy a second home. He's got them. So why am I going to this place to volunteer my time when I could create a partnership with my accountant who is going to bring them to me? Even if he doesn't give you all 24. What if you only get half of them? 12. What if you only get half of that? 6. There's no lose here. Now, on top of that, Candace, let's think about this for a second. The professional men and women who are estate planners, elder care attorneys, probate attorneys are doing seminars quarterly at various senior communities. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it make sense for me to just partner up with them instead of trying to do my own? Because I've been struggling doing my own, it's not working. Why wouldn't I just get with the guy or the girl that's already got an established history of doing it at all the senior communities in town? Why wouldn't he bring me on? Well, he won't now because you're not bringing him any business. You're trying to network. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just found a faster, more efficient, better way from my perspective. Here's what I do. 67% of the population does not have a will until the age of 72. Then that number drops to 19%. So that means I look at my closed book of clients, 12 of them, and I ask which one of them updated their will after settlement. And you'll find that some of them did not. You now have clients you can bring to the estate planner. You don't have to spend a dime. You don't have to network. You don't have to buy leads. No volunteering. Literally call the closed clients you've got and ask if they've updated their will after settlement. And a good portion of them have not done that.
Mhm.
You then say, I'll take care of that. I have an estate planner for you. And you bring them to the estate planner. You see, the thought process from my perspective is the reason you're not getting business from the estate planner and you're not standing next to him in the senior community center where he's doing a presentation is because you're not thinking of him. So why should he think of you? Because you're a realtor and you're good at what you do. Don't you think he's got a dozen of those lined up begging
Oh,
him
yeah.
for business? Right. But here's what they're not doing. They're not bringing him business. They're trying to get the business he's established or pay for a sponsorship or give him food or pay for a table. I don't do any of that. I cultivate the fertile soil I already stand on. My clients, my family, my friends, everybody that I know. Hey, have you updated your will since settlement? When was the last time you updated your will? Haven't done it, don't have one. Oh, my Lord. Are you kidding me? Let me introduce you to my estate planner. And then you're calling the estate planner and saying, Tom, I got another one for you. Tom, I got another one for you. Tom, I want to be next to you at your next presentation in ABC Senior Community. I want to be your real estate arm. Why? Because I'm contributing to your business.
I guess I need to
You're,
go find an estate planner.
I don't need to find anything. No, that's what I'm saying. Take that out of
I
your
mean,
phone.
I don't know an estate planner is what I'm
Yes, you
saying.
do. Yes, you do. Watch how easy this is. You file taxes and you pay this person. See, from my perspective, Candace, that person's on my payroll. I pay you. You're on my payroll. The challenge is you've hired a service provider. So they're providing a service. I hire a partner. There's a difference. You can go back and have this conversation. I'm showing you how to do it. So I'm looking for someone who's going to contribute to the growth of my business so they can do my taxes and get paid from the business. But if I don't have a business, I can't pay you. And the crazy thing is, you have my clients. And right now, you know what I'm looking for? An estate planner. Candace, just think about it. Is it possible there are estate planners in your town that file taxes? Is it then possible they file taxes with your accountant? I don't need to look for anybody. You've already got them. Think about this. If your accountant has 300 clients, some of them are contractors, some of them are teachers, some of them are estate planners, some of them are financial advisors, some of them are realtors. Think about 300 people in your town. He knows what they do intimately. You do not. So instead of thinking, well, I have to start to network with estate planners. No, there are other realtors begging for that business. I'm not a beggar, I'm a builder. So I'm going to show up and contribute to the growth of your estate planning firm, your elder care firm, your probate attorney firm. I'm going to contribute to that on a monthly basis. All you got to do is talk to all the people that you already talked to. Just ask one additional question. When was the last time you updated your will? Or now that you've sold your home, you need to update your will. Or now that you purchased a home, you need to get a will. If you just started asking that question of every single client, you have a natural farm for your estate planner. He's trying to get to your clients, you're trying to get to his. Why don't you just give them to him?
Makes
Tell me
sense.
what your thoughts are.
No, it makes sense. I mean, I don't do just the senior thing. I mean, I've been involved with the Boise Metro Chamber and I've gotten business out of it. I've been an ambassador for 10 years now. So, and I get a fair amount of business out of it. Some have given me more than one person, if I've created a relationship. I'm
Sure.
a very, very social person. I live all by myself with my cat, my husband, I'm widow, and I'm out all the time doing something, ribbon cuttings or, socializing or whatever. So, I get a fair amount of business from that.
I love it. And Candace, don't misinterpret me. I would never tell you not to do what you're really good at. All I'm asking or suggesting or sharing with you is if we're treating this like a business instead of just a social feeling, and if we want to tie business to it, should we be accountable to the time we're investing in all of that?
Right.
Holy, it doesn't always have to be measured by money. I love these people. Wonderful. Fantastic. I want to close more than 12. Well, then maybe we should lean into the business aspect of it instead of just the social.
Right.
So if you are contributing to someone or something, why couldn't it contribute back to you? What we
Mhm.
tend to do is social events to feel good, to give, to be charitable, to be kind. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not negating any of that. But if we put it on a scale and you're saying, I'd like to do more, or I'd like to learn how to get into the senior space, I'm doing all these things, but they're just not working. So you're socializing, but it's not converting. So again, I lean back on, I would never tell anybody not to socialize and have fun with other human beings. Absolutely, it's wonderful. But if we're trying to measure that in money, then that doesn't work. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying we should probably do this with a little bit more intensity to then turn it into the money that we believe we could earn.
So what do you think about doing, more of a social media gearing towards the senior stuff, doing videos or I mean, I see a lot of it on there, and
Yeah.
maybe I need to make myself more visible as to what I do.
So again, I
Because
would
I'm
then,
trying to transition from being an all service realtor,
yeah.
Susie's son or whatever, whatever. I'm trying to hone in more on the senior aspect because I am a senior and I understand a lot of the stuff that they have to deal with or the decluttering or,
Yeah.
their hesitation, they want to move, but they can't get off off the path.
Yeah.
So maybe I probably should do a little more of that too, because
So
there are
again,
a lot of seniors on my Facebook. I can tell you that.
I'm not negating any aspect of the social media. Here's what
Right.
I do when I help people grow their business. We take inventory. How many minutes, how many hours, how many days, weeks, and months did the social media thing take before you got a return on that investment? And one phone call to your accountant. You
No, and
measure
I
that.
get that. I
Yeah,
get
you
that.
measure that, not me. And then
No.
see, the idea with the accountant is, what if I did social media events with my accountant and the estate planner? Now,
Mhm.
all three of us are on the call, providing more to the community. And then you tap into all of their networks because they're going to share it with their Facebook and social media. So your network just tripled.
Mhm.
So that's why I don't like doing things by myself. I mean, I'm 58. I'm not as old as you, but I'm 58. I want to be paid for talent, not time, because I don't have as much of time. So I'm looking at everything all the time and saying, what's the quickest return on my talent? I don't
Mhm.
do the feel good. Well, I just want to do an event. I'm not knocking it, but I just look at that and I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend time away from my wife or grandkids or cat or dog, or I don't want to spend time away from them to go do an event that historically in the past 3, 6, 9 months hasn't made me any money. So am I doing it to feel good to be around seniors? Wonderful. Keep doing it. But if I'm doing it with the intention of making money, then why are you doing that? Doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
So that's something that you have to discover for yourself. But for me, when you say, well, maybe I should do more social media, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying, okay, how do we make it more powerful or potent? And for me, it's easier to make one phone call to an accountant who knows estate planners, probate attorneys, and elder care attorneys who would like to do a podcast with me to help seniors understand the repercussions of selling off their home, the assets. Do you have any tax consequences? Do you have your estate set up? Let's get the accountant and the estate planner and a financial advisor on a podcast together. We'll all do this once a week or once a month and we'll share. There's a little bit different thing where instead of just the realtors trying to get real estate business, now you're tripling or quadrupling your reach because all of those professionals that are on the Zoom with you will be sharing it with their network. So I'm looking to just throw gasoline on this fire because we don't have as much time for that to cultivate. And okay, I'm going to do more events and more events, and eventually it's going to come back. And I'm like, why do you think that? Who told you that? So I just found a more efficient way for it to work. And that's what's worked very well for me. That's why Felicia and Corey and I are on this, because those two are the superstars in real estate. And I'm the perspective coach that says, let's look at things a little bit differently. You're still working too hard. Let's accelerate this.
But
You're
see,
old
I
enough.
connected with Felicia on social media.
And wonderful. She's awesome.
I mean, I didn't know her before that. I mean, that's why I'm saying social media, it does have its
Absolutely.
benefits.
I said that earlier. I would never tell anybody not to do it. Absolutely. But if you think that is the answer, I would say if I were forced to make a decision and then start to take inventory over the next 30, 60, 90 days, how much time and energy did I put into this and into this? You can do them both. Just measure it. Hey, I seem to be better when I'm at ice cream socials. I seem to be better. Are we tracking that? Like you say, lunch and learn. I call it a lunch and earn. I don't want to lunch and learn. I want to lunch and earn. And I set the framework up that you're coming to earn money. And then I create the environment where people show up and make money from what I'm teaching versus just giving information. Lunch and learn. Well, how did you expect to get business from that? Because you gave them food and they learned something? That's just not my take. I've learned that when I help them make money or contribute to their life, I then get a reciprocal return on my investment. But just doing these types of events, thinking eventually it's going to work, in my experience, mentoring a lot of people, it's not working. It's not working. So again, you connected with Felicia on social media. Love it. She's phenomenal on social media. Corey, also very good on social media. Me, terrible on social media. Yeah, I'm being very candid with you. So we tend to teach what we're really good at. Now, I know the advantages of it. I know that it works. I know all of that stuff. But I find it's easier for me to pick up the phone and call somebody that owes me something. I'm Italian and from Jersey. Leverage or blackmail. Call it what you want, Candace. But I call somebody that owes me something because I've helped them. And then when you start to do that often enough, then you have a reciprocal partnership. And to me, it works really, really well because I don't want to do the social media. I don't want to comment about your dogs or your kids, or it's just not really who I am at my core. So I would be doing it a little bit like fake because it's not really who I am. What I'm sharing with you now is at the core of who I am. So Felicia, I've been coaching for years and we've been working together, and she was doing a ton of social events, volunteering, everything under the sun. I mean, if somebody wanted something done for free, they call Felicia and she would jump and help them. And eventually she just got disgusted. And I'm like, that doesn't work. They see you as the free volunteer that's going to help them. So the thought process was, hey, my real estate empire is funded from my philanthropic work. So in other words, the precedence that I'm setting now is my real estate business, my real estate empire is funded from my philanthropic work, from my volunteer work, which means I can volunteer when I'm making money in real estate. But we have it the opposite. We think we're going to volunteer and get real estate. And I'm like, no, let them know what funds the volunteer work. So they want you to do all those free things. You got to be making money. So they see you the way that you're presenting yourself. And I let them know, no, my real estate empire is what funds my charitable work. Why aren't you doing it for free? Well, I have a mortgage just like you. Did you work for free? How many people do you know that they went to their job for free and said, no, boss, you don't have to pay me? So let's be real about this. I'm very willing to help people, but I'm not at a philanthropic Bill Gates level just yet. I'm doing these socials to get business. No, it's the opposite. They have to identify that this is how you do the socials. We've got it opposite and we expect real estate. It just doesn't work. For some it does, but generally speaking, I found that for most people it's not working. So that would be my suggestion for today. Connect with Felicia because she is phenomenal, and Corey. Come during their calls. But you'll notice from my perspective, I'm always looking at this from like building your board of directors, estate planner, probate attorney, financial advisor, elder care attorney, home service agent. Those people are my board of directors. I'm contributing to their business and I teach them how to contribute to mine. I don't do the socials. Now, Felicia still does, but the theme always is to make money. Corey does, but the theme is always to make money, as opposed to lunch and learn. Let me give you free food, which is what most of them show up for. And let me try and teach you something that maybe you'll think of me when you're buying or selling real estate. For what it's worth, Kenneth, that's me in a nutshell. And I teach this weekly, and then at times show multiple examples on the board when we have somebody that actually did it, and then converted an accountant into a partner and got the introduction to a client looking to downsize, whether they were 40 years old, 60 years old, or 80 years old. It doesn't matter. You're the niche, not the client. I'm not a fan of, hey, find your niche, seniors, first-time home buyers, investors. I don't buy into that. You're the niche. Perfect your performance like an actor or an actress, and you can play any role. But if you pigeonhole yourself into a role, you're missing out on other opportunities. So I believe that you are the niche. Perfect your performance and you can plug it into any role.
Okay.
Thoughts or questions for me?
Well, I think I need to hone in. I need to take two or three directions and I need to hone in on them instead of just always being here, there, and everywhere, like you're
Yeah.
saying. And I mean, I went into the senior with the whole concept is that I'm not really there to sell real estate. To me, it's just more trying to help people, so every month we talk about if you want to stay in your house, here are the things you do. Or, I had somebody from ARP this last time who talked about spotting scams and, stopping them, which I thought was very interesting,
That's a
just
big
stuff
deal.
like that.
Yeah.
But and I've got one person I need to call. She does want to sell. I got to get back in with her. She's, reached to me. But, I don't know if she's going to work anyway, because the first thing she says is that, well, I really wanted to sell my house myself because I don't want to pay commissions. And I'm like, well, I don't work for free. I don't work for free. Well, how much do you charge? I said, I can't tell you that. We need to have a conversation first about what it is that you're wanting and what's the property you're going to sell, because she's going to go into more of a independent living.
Okay.
Um, and then I think, a lot of it is that if you're, you should have connections with local independent living places, say first, because people come to them and they want to move, but first they've got to sell their houses or whatever, creating that kind of relationship. And I haven't done that. I think I drag my feet on a lot of things. I do what I consider to be fun or things that I'm comfortable with, and I don't get out there and do other things. I'm
Yeah.
working on I'm working on putting together a downsizing book, and I got to get that over to the printers and stuff. Not sure what I'm going to do with it when I get it finished though. I
At
don't
least
think
you
I
can.
spend enough time with my I don't think I spend enough time with my past clients. I mean, I see them at Christmas time or a couple times a year or whatever, but I'm not. Because there was a time years ago when, I was just in constant, I can't even tell you the last time I even looked at my database.
Mm.
I just don't. So I think a lot of it is me. I just feel like sometimes I'm going in circles and I'll do that later, you
Well,
know?
that's part of what this call was, just to share with you. I think clarity is charity. So I'm trying to be very kind and saying, okay, I understand widowed, alone, cat, social. I get all of that. I hear you loud and clear. I work with an awful lot of different people and they do things for different reasons. Those reasons are not mine. They're yours. They're important to you. So I'm not negating any of that. But if we then put it on the scale, let's determine what's giving you a return on your time and your talent.
Right.
You have to figure that out unless you hire me to do it for you, because I actually do like a business audit, if you will, to really dig down and figure out what is your specialty. Then we could go from there. But these are just little 25-minute scenarios. Put some thoughts in your head. Hopefully that helps you. If you want to engage further, let me know. We can engage further. If this was a one and done, then it was great meeting you. And I hope everything that I said makes sometimes a sense. And then communicate with Felicia and Corey and see where you want to go from there.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah,
Candace,
I need to focus. I need to hone in. I sometimes I find myself going in circles. So
so
I
Candace, I'll at least do this. Take my phone number down. I will not call you or assault you, or I will not do that.
assault me.
Yeah, it's entirely up to you if you want to go further with someone like me. It's 856-905-7040. My name is Paul Conti.
I'm sorry, 856-905-7040.
40. Yeah, and I would say tune into Felicia, tune into Corey, and see who best jives you. These are the little free shots that we give here, 25 minutes during the course of the week. And then if you want to go a little bit further, you can engage with us privately or separately, or say, hey, can I hire you for a month, or can we do something for 2 months, or call me. We can chat about that, and we can discuss what that looks like with you as well. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, honey. It was really nice meeting you.